the place that she thought she would be safe.
But when a friend asks for a favor, her fresh start quickly fades as danger's shadow lurks in the horizon.
They snuck into Marilyn's apartment and hid, armed with knives.
There is blood everywhere. It's the most grisly kind of murder you can imagine, and within just a couple of minutes, they will die.
The following day, Erica and James begin to scout for a victim. And as luck would have it, they don't have to go very far when they spot a shiny black sports car pulling into the complex.
The sports car was important to James because that was the car that he always wanted. This made him even more excited to go through with the plan.
They watch out the window as the car's owner, 43-year-old single mother of two, Marilyn Sage Meagher, goes about her day.
They had watched Marilyn open the trunk of her car, open the doors, carrying groceries into her apartment. She carried one set of groceries in, left the door open to her apartment, and then returned to her car.
And they figured that was the perfect moment to carry out their plan.
They grab knives from the kitchen and the two rush downstairs.
Erica and James snuck into Marilyn's apartment and hid.
When Marilyn enters her home with her next load of groceries, she gets an unsettling feeling when she hears a noise. She calls out and walks toward the bedroom door.
Hello?
After Marilyn called out, Erica jumped out, and she had her little knife, and she tackled her. James immediately went to help Erica tackle Marilyn and subdue her.
Marilyn is shocked to see two intruders in her home. Her simple trip to the grocery store has turned into her worst nightmare.
Stop! Shut up! I will...
Marilyn started fighting and screaming for her life.
She did not stand a chance.
Better, and I stand corrected. Get any 2 KFC Chicken Littles for $3.
Erica Shepard and her BFF James Dickerson are in a scuffle with Marilyn Meagher after the devilish duo attacks her inside her Houston apartment, hoping to rob her blind and steal her car.
Marilyn went bonkers. She started screaming, she struggled, and she kept desperately yelling for help. James kept saying, "Be still or I will slit your throat," but she just kept resisting.
Erica then demands that Marilyn hand over her car keys as James holds a knife up to the helpless woman.
Initially, Marilyn did not give her the keys. She told Erica that she was crazy and that she wasn't giving her anything. James raised the knife a little higher up to Marilyn's throat and demanded the keys.
That's when she threw some money out and basically relented. Marilyn then capitulated and said, "Hey, there's money in the bedroom. The car keys are in the bedroom. Take whatever you want. Don't hurt me." They were armed. They were dangerous. They were desperate.
James then forces her flat on her back, sits on her chest, and begins sawing at her neck.
He tried to slice Marilyn's throat and was unsuccessful at making a fatal wound. So Erica retrieved a butcher knife from the kitchen and handed it to him.
James stabs Marilyn 5 times, slashing into her jugular vein.
You cut the jugular vein, there's a lot of blood, and it's pulsating, and someone could actually lay there, struggle, and bleed to death for 2 to 3 minutes.
Meanwhile, Erica runs up to Marilyn's bedroom to search through her belongings, finding more money and the keys to her car.
After James has brutally, viciously stabbed Marilyn in the neck, he called out to Erica to come help him because Marilyn was still alive.
He then grabs a plastic bag and tries to suffocate the struggling woman.
Even through that bag, she was still gasping for air.
The duo removes the plastic and covers her up with a bedsheet to try to suppress her breathing even more. Then, James grabs a makeshift weapon sitting on a glass table nearby.
James took the 10-pound statue and hit Marilyn over the head with it. He did it with such force that it caused the statue to break in half.
At that point, Marilyn Meagher was dead.
I don't know why James and Erica decided to murder Marilyn, but She obviously put up a fight. She fought for her life. According to the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office, Marilyn ultimately died from blunt force trauma, from stab wounds, and from being beaten, bludgeoned to death.
When someone is just acting on adrenaline, they are just determined to do what they have to do. They just want to get the job done by any means necessary.
Now, with no one standing in their way
On the floor.
Stacy was mortified and she immediately called 911.
Houston police rushed to the apartment.
Investigators collected evidence and photographed and videotaped the apartment.
They found 3 knives and they found a bloody handprint